Hey guys, LLMN here for another late night deck profile. And as you can see from the title and from the sleeves here, we are finally looking at Alter S that just recently came out from EX4. I've actually finally had the chance to not only test this deck out, but also play it at locals recently. And this deck is honestly really amazing to the point where I actually, right after locals, I ended up buying these sleeves and they just came in actually here on Saturday. So pretty nice having this. And courtesy of my friend Steven, shout out to him for the sleeves for the eggs. This deck actually has performed very well. Originally, I thought the deck was okay. It wasn't like fantastic because it didn't really do too well in the OCG. But now, with the policy of finally having mulligans, this deck is actually way better than it was back when it first released overseas. Because now that we have mulligans, we can basically take a hand of level sixes and turn it into an actual usable hand, like with two Agumons or one Agumon and one Gabumon. So with that, we can actually start the game and actually like do things basically. And that actually allows us to basically make Alter S on like turn 3 or 4, which is or even better turn 2 if you have all the cards in hand. I've had a match where I basically had the entire line to make Cress, and then one time I had the entire line to make Blitz, and then sometimes I just have a mix of both, and then I just drew into everything I needed or searched into it. So this deck is really powerful. Is very consistent now. It has really good search power. The Tamer access and the access to the Greymon support is insanely good. Along with that, Alter S is really powerful. Alter B is good, and the new Tamer is really good. It just makes this deck really strong now with all those factors. The deck, I feel like once it's gotten its time, it'll start topping because this deck stays very consistent and can even go into BT13 still very strong. But anyway, let's actually get into the deck so you can see what I'm talking about. So for the eggs, we are of course running the 4 of the new Sunomon from EX4. This one's really cool. Its inherent effect is that your turn once per turn, when one of your other Digimon digivolves, you draw a card. This actually helps in searching for the next crucial piece because how the evolution goes is like back and forth, and if you don't have the piece, you can't continue that line basically or that chain. So having this to get you that extra draw can potentially get you your last piece. So it's really crucial to run this. It does suck to evolve the BT12 Agumon on this because you have to pass for one because it's not a Coromon, but it's still pretty decent. I love so far this egg has worked out really well. So I'm gonna stick with 4 for now. But aside from that, that's basically what we have for the eggs. For level 3s, for rookies, we run exactly 12. First off, we run 4 of the Agumon from BT12 because not only does it search the main tamer of Mat and Tai, but it also gets you a Greymon, which is basically half this deck. So this guy's really strong, and we do also run Nokia. So Nokia can play this out, and then we end up basically getting a search and a tamer that helps us reduce costs. So really solid to run this. Then for the next rookie, we are running the new Black Agumon from EX4. This one's really cool. It basically has the exact same effect as the Gabumons, including Inherit, except that it's reversed, where this one searches a Greymon, and then one Digimon card with Gabu, Garou, or Omni as the second card, and then reverse with the Gabumon here, where it searches a Garurumon and then searches an Agu, Gray, or Omni. And then the thing that you have to keep in mind, me and my friend actually missed this because of testing, but luckily we did figure it out in time for locals. Basically, whenever you finish the search, you put it on the top of your deck. You do not bottom deck it or do either. You have to put it on the top of your deck. So you basically get to search the card, and then you already know what's coming, basically. So you can actually kind of stack the deck. It's kind of like with Commandramon and D Brigade, where you could just stack and just basically get exactly what you want for the next draw. And then both of them have the exact same inherit, where whenever one of your other Digimon digivolves, you gain a memory. So if you can set it up, you basically just chain and pay almost like no memory to go up in the evolution line. But yeah, this is basically all the rookies we run. We run exactly 12 rookies in this deck. Very solid. I was trying out a 13th rookie with Agumon X, but it kind of felt really bad, honestly. It felt better to just run these and then have the Nokias. So we're sticking with this for now. For level 4s or, champions or adult level, however you call them, We run 4 of the new Garurumon. This and the other 4 copies of Greymon have the exact same effect, except that this forces you to evolve a Digimon into Greymon, while Greymon forces you to evolve the other Digimon into a Garurumon, and both have the other effect where it says when you do that, you reduce the cost by 2. So basically, you're forcing them to evolve into a level 4 for free, basically, and both have the exact same effect to reboot. So really cool. And then the last level 4 champion we run is Greymon from BT12. This one basically is just here to play out Matt and Tai and, basically just get that evolution off. And it still can count as a Greymon for this, so it works pretty solid. But yeah, that's what we run for the champions. For level 5s, we run exactly 8. We run 4 of the new Metal Greymon. The new Metal Greymon has blocker by default, just the same as the other 4 copies of Garurumon. Both still have almost the exact same effect, except it says when digivolving, one of your other Digimon may digivolve into a level 6 or lower with Greymon in its name for this one, and then for this into a so this will force a Garurumon evolution, this will force a Greymon evolution, and then both give blocker as their inherent. Also, they do reduce the evolution by 2. So also that. So you're basically evolving the other one into a level 5 for 1 cost. But in conjunction with these, you're basically paying for free. And then the only time, honestly, where you do actually pay for memory would be when you go into the level 6. But yeah, this is what we run. For level 6s, we run 8. We run 4 of the new Crest Garurumon. Luckily, thanks to my friend Steven, he managed to get a AA for me, so I've actually ordered the last 3 for this. But anyway, Crest Garurumon, really solid. When digivolving, you can activate one of either of these effects. Each of them have a unique effect to them, but the other 2 are basically the exact same, which are one of your other Digimon may digivolve into a level 6 without paying the cost. Then the other one basically forces an evolution to basically Jogress with another Digimon on the board. And then this one, his individual effect is specifically where you can target Digimon up to the cost of 6, and then you bottom deck them. And then his inherent is when attacking once per turn, you can bottom deck a level 5. So really solid. Then we have Blitz. He basically has the same exact 2 effects for evolution-wise, but he has the unique effect of de-digivolving up to 3 Digimon by 1. And then his inherent when attacking is basically where when this guy has Omni in its name, you basically get to trash the top card of their security. Very solid effect, and in conjunction with this, you basically get to bottom deck their blocker and go through every time. But yeah, that's all the level 6s we run. We run exactly the 8 because these are our main level 6s that we want to go into for the evolution line. So yeah. For level 7s, we of course run the 3 Alter S. I was thinking of running 4, but 3 feels just good enough, where you see it often, but you don't break into him. Alter S, he's the boss monster of the deck. He's super busted. DNA Digivolve, when Digivolving, you get to delete something 8,000 DP or less, and then bottom deck a level 6 or lower. So you get around a lot of deletion effects that level 6s have. And then all turns, when this guy would basically die, or just get removed from the board in any capacity, he partitions, or that's basically what you call whenever a Digimon splits back into the 2 pieces after a Jogress. He basically partitions himself, and then he puts himself into the security as the bottom card. And then you get to replay both of these. One of each of Crest and Blitz. So you basically get to do another Jogress next turn if your opponent cannot get rid of them. So really powerful. And then for the last level 7 we run at least the 1 Alter B. Basically, if you haven't won with this already, this will basically get you the game, because on Digivolving, you get to Digivolve for 3 and pop up to 6 cost in total of anything on the board. And then when you attack, you basically get to trash 3 level 6s or higher, and you get to delete a tamer of a tamer or Digimon of the lowest cost for each one, and you get to trash 2 security from their stack. So basically, if you still haven't killed them, this will kill them. So you just run 1 as basically a more win, basically. Like, if you can't win with Alter S, this will basically get you the game. So really solid to have this guy, because he does evolve for 2 on top of him, and usually with the memory gaining, you should be able to evolve this. So really solid. But yeah, that's all the Digimon in the deck. For option cards, we run the 2 black memory boosts. This is basically because every single card in this deck, except for actually even Omnimon, the only deck that or the only card that is not black in this deck is specifically Alter S, but you can search Alter B, so really cool. And then we run one of the Adds Beast Blade and Shining Dragon Bullet. Basically T-pose your T-pose for game, basically, as I call it. You can basically skip a Agu or Gabumon into the level 6 if you have the opposite, if you have the other level 6, basically. Like, if you have a Crest, you can turn an Agumon into a Blitz, and if you have a Blitz, you can turn a Gabumon into a Crest Guru. So, really solid. And then its security effect is also really good. You can play a Gabu or Agu from your hand or trash, and then add this to your hand. So, you get this card, and you get a little rookie to help you search. So really solid to at least run one, because there are moments where you basically don't have the line, but you have the level 6, and if you have the other one, you just go into it, and then you Jogress into Ultra S and basically win the game at that point. Then for Tamers, we of course run 2 Nokia. Nokia basically procs all 3 of your rookies, so you have to run at least 2. And of course, it reduces any evolution into a Greymon or Garuru card by 1. So if you have 2, you're basically reducing it by 2, but if not, just 1, and it's still really crucial, so you gotta run that. And then for the last 4 cards of the deck, we run 4 of Matt and Tai from EX4. This is really busted. Your turn, when you play Gabo or Agumon, by suspending this guy, you gain a memory. So if you hard play one of these, it becomes a 2 cost. And then your turn, whenever one of your Digimon Digivolves, you can replay a rookie of the opposite line. So if you evolve into a Greymon, you can play a Gabumon. Or if you evolve into a Garurumon, you can play an Agumon. And then that starts the chain up into the level 6 and then into Alter S. If you have all the cards in hand. If you do not, you stop at wherever the point where you can't evolve anymore. But if you have everything, you just skip all the way up from here all the way to level 7 and just delete their board, and then you have this giant level 7 blocker that has reboot, and it just wiped 2 of their Digimon off the board, and it can block, and if it dies, it just splits back into its 2 pieces. This deck, after finally testing it, and funny thing is that at locals, me and my friend Steven managed to get 2nd and 3rd with this deck. This deck is really strong. It's really powerful. Like, it's just, I was expecting less of this deck, and surprisingly, it just surprised me, honestly. It's a very strong deck. The fact that it can just recover from having a guy, a level 7, just dying, basically, and it can even recover from just 1 stack dying. Basically, the play is to just keep a rookie and then just keep kind of doing stuff like rookie rushing or evolving and then rookie rushing more. And then once they're low, you just Jogress and kill them that turn. And it's just insane how easy that is. And the cool thing is that me and my friend noticed is that you can actually memory choke them really easily. There's so many things that gain you back memory that you can put them back to 1. It's almost like playing how Beals does, where you just gain memory off of just evolving and doing stuff rather than playing options or doing other things. You just gain so much memory that you can usually just keep them at 1 or 2. So it makes it very hard for your opponent to counter you because they just don't have enough resources to do stuff. And even if they had a memory boost, they still have to kind of struggle to set it to beat through this, basically, or anything here. So it's just really strong. Aside from that, the deck, the only time that it's honestly had an issue is just occasionally you will see bricks, but it's just with the ratios. It just depends. But aside from that, the deck is very solid, very powerful, does a lot of work. It just outputs so much power, and it's very hard for a lot of the old decks to keep up. Even like Gaiomon, Blackwater Greymon, they still kind of can't really keep up. And it's kind of weird because it's funny that you can do all this even without the help of either of these tamers. And a lot of decks can't even pop this. Like there's no actual way at this point of recording to delete a memory boost. So it is very solid in the point that you can just do whatever you want on your turn and just win the game. So I highly recommend trying out this deck and using this as a template and then modifying it to however you want. And then from there, just kind of like keep testing until you feel comfortable with it. Aside from that, Does not like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you thought of this deck profile and how it is and what changes I could put into it, because I'm still kind of changing it up. I do have a really cool idea for option card using like blue card or something maybe, but aside from that, it's just adding in different tamers like Izzy, or maybe adding in more Greymons, or adding in the Agu X's. But aside from that, yeah, that's basically the this is what the deck is at the moment. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.